Welcome to Hatha. Tonight I wanted to invite you to join me in a practice where we are going to focus on our heart space. So depending on how you pronounce your Sanskrit, it is Anahata or Anahata, and the colour green is associated with the space here. So we're going to do some heart openers, we're going to take some movement using the hands coming into that space and various other things just to keep that connection of the theme going throughout the class. So with that being said, we're going to start with a heart opener pose, which I think most of you have done with me before. I didn't give you props.
I think you did that when you moved from Thailand.
Oh! Not for you!
Yeah, you don't do this.
So you can either set up the blocks in a T shape like I have done there, or if that feels too strong for you today, or just not comfortable. Bear in mind when you first get onto it, it doesn't feel the comfiest position you've ever been in. Oh.
Oh yeah, you weren't here for
So you want them at the other end, Karen, so that your feet are towards me and your head's that way, that's it. And ideally have them both on the medium setting, so the thin edge of the block is on the mat and the wider edge of the block is out to the sides. And then the placement of your body here, this brick is the harder one to place, but you basically, it's handy you're all ladies, basically where the bottom of your gym top, your bra, whatever goes, is where the short edge of that brick's going to go. So it's kind of at the point edge of your shoulder blades, in line with that. So when you lay back, your shoulder blades should come either side of that block. And then your head, the back of your head rests on the other one. I'll come around in a second, just check everybody's okay. If you don't like this, like I say, you can use a bolster instead. But if you can do this one, do try, because it's really nice to open out the chest and the thoracic space in the body. You don't have to have your legs extended if that doesn't feel comfortable. You can have the legs just lowered. I should have done it. No. How does it work with our backs? As long as you keep your back flat and don't try not to tilt your pelvis too much. That's it. Does that feel alright? Wait, can you feel your shoulder blades either side of the brick? No. So you might need to bring the brick down a little bit. Better? Underneath your shoulder blades, where it needs to go. Have a little play, okay, taking it backwards and forwards. You alright, Christine?
That's not the most comfy.
Helen's in Zen land already.
Hold on.
Yeah, Karen? Yes, thank you. Alright, awesome. So we're going to use this as our starting pose for today. If you want to take Supta Baddha Konasana with the feet, you can take the soles of the feet together and let the knees come out to the side. But again, if that doesn't feel right for you, choose an option that does. I'm just going to shut the window because these kind of blocks. It's like a comedy of events teach. And then just start to arrive for your practice here. So just take your awareness to that heart space. So think about where your ribs connect at your sternum to protect your heart, to protect your lungs. Think about those collarbones being nice and broad across the front of your chest. Perhaps you can feel an expansion and contraction in the ribs a little bit more in this position because we're opening up that thoracic space. We're creating more space for the breath to breathe, the lungs to fill, which also enables an invitation for a slightly deeper breath. And when I say deeper, I just mean taking it further down or around into the body. Hands can be wherever feels comfortable for you, but palms facing up is generally better for the shoulders, just keeps the shoulders nice and open. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about that Anahata chakra space. So the Sanskrit term itself means unstruck or unhurt, which implies, as far as yoga is concerned, that beneath all of the mess and the busyness and past experiences, there lies a kind of pure little space within all of us where no hurt, no trouble, no dimness of light exists. We've all got this kind of pure space, and they believe that this is kind of where it resides in the body. And it's the meeting point between the lower three and the upper three chakras, so it's thought to be quite pivotal because of that. And the general symbolism used for it is two triangles meeting together, so one upwards and one downwards, because of the position it is with the chakras, but also because of their kind of two dimensions of life that they talk about. So with regards to location, it's located in the center of your chest. It includes your heart, and then various other bits and pieces of anatomy that there's no point in me telling you what they are, but also the lungs and the chest area. And it's responsible for kind of giving and receiving love. And that doesn't just mean you giving love to other people, it's to yourself as well. When we talk about ahimsa, as I said, the colour associated when it's in balance is a green colour. So whatever green colour you like, whether it's a really bright, vivid green or it's a more subtle green, perhaps visualise that in this space here. So your heart chakra is the centre for unconditional love. It governs your circulatory system, your respiratory system, your arms, your shoulders, your hands, your diaphragm, your ribs, and your thymus gland. So you can see quite often physical ailments that we may have in any of those spaces that I've just listed potentially could benefit from a rebalancing of this heart space that we're doing tonight. Just let your awareness rest on that space in the body. If you like to visualize color, please do. And let the breath just explore the space here. So the front of the ribs, the side of the ribs, the back of the ribs, opening across your chest, your shoulders at the front. And this naturally just lengthens the front of the body from the pubic bone all the way up to your chin, your neck, which also helps with that redressing of postural imbalance. And the closing down that naturally seems to happen for us in day-to-day life now, looking at phones, laptops, all sorts of other things that give you tech neck. I'm going to be here for probably about another 30 seconds or so. Breathing in and out through the nose as we always do, unless that's not feasible for you today. And just letting that space grow here around the heart, the chest, the ribs. Okay, if your feet aren't on the ground, I'm going to invite you to just place the soles of the feet onto the ground. And the safest way to come out of this pose is to roll to one side. So you come off the bricks and you just gently roll to one side, doesn't matter which. And then just take a moment there. Just let your spine and your body just reset for a moment. Take a few breaths where you are. I'm just moving them out of the way so nobody does themselves a mischief on their way back. Whenever you feel ready, press down into your top arm onto the floor with the hands, lift your upper body up and slowly bring yourself up to a seated position. And then we're going to come into Balasana, our child's pose. So whenever you're ready, just bring yourself from seated to all fours. You've got a few options with this child's pose depending on your energy today and how you feel. So we're going to connect the big toes together. Take the knees wide. Again, how wide you take them is up to you. Is this all right on your leg, Helen? Yeah. Cool. All right, so you've got one option is to use the bricks as we were just doing. So we're all going to sit back in Balasana, but if you wanted to use the bricks, you can have them on their highest setting. Rest your palms onto the bricks, fingers over the edge. And then let the head just be in line with the triceps, the insides of your arms. So we're not resting the head down, we're a little bit more active in the sides and the back of the body, and keeping the front body slightly more open from a space point of view. If you don't want to take that, you can have a bolster either long ways so it's parallel with the long edges of the mat and lay the whole body onto it, or you can have it parallel with the top edges of the mat. Place the elbows and the forehead onto it. You have a multitude of choices. Take whichever one serves you best. And then we'll be here for a few minutes. If you've taken the brick option, you'll be in there for a couple of minutes and then we'll come lower down, so don't worry, I'll keep you posted. If you have taken that option, try and really let the shoulder blades part away from each other. So you're inviting that space across the whole back. In fact, that's relevant for all of you, whichever pose you've chosen. Let those hips really sink down towards the heels. And just invite that space from the back of the sit bones all the way to the tips of your fingers, keeping the back of the neck nice and long, and not adding too much of a curve in there, just letting it stay nice and aligned with the rest of your spine. Maybe feel your breath at the back of your heart space here, in the back of the ribs, the thoracic middle part of your back. Maybe you can feel more space there from the placement you've chosen. And just take a few moments to explore the breath in this space. Again, if you like that visualization of colour, you can take a green visualization to that space in the body. Otherwise, just let your awareness rest there and invite that expansion and the contraction of the ribs to help you make some more room. If you have your hands on the bricks, then either fold them down to a lower setting or just completely ditch them, and then fold yourself down, releasing through the shoulders, letting the head rest down towards the ground. We'll be here for about 1 more minute, so as always, you know that if you need to come out before that, you're very welcome to. Otherwise, just try and stay present in the practice with the breath, with the body. Okay. Next time you come to an inhale, just start to walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Press your upper body up. So you're coming back with the shoulders and the upper body, and then you're going to come back into an all fours position here. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Now we are going to take Chakravakasana. We're not going to do sort of a full-on cat-cow, but we are going to start to explore just opening into the heart and the chest as we come forward and back. So think about what you do with the heart space and the chest space when you come into poses like Cobra or Sphinx. We want to try and do the same here. So where we are right now is an inhale space and just nice and neutral. Let the spine drop between those shoulder blades. As you exhale, start to press your hips back towards your heels. And then as you inhale, just bring yourself back to where you were, but lead with your heart and your chest. Just let that come slightly forward of your shoulders, or there or thereabouts. Feel like you're drawing your shoulder blades back and your heart forward. Exhale, press the hips back towards your heels. And then inhale, leading with the heart, bringing it forwards. Try not to overarch into your lower back and really twerk up with the butt. It's just the heart and the chest that we're lifting. If you want to add to it a little bit more, then as you come forward, you bring the elbows down towards the ground, the chest down towards the ground, and you do a little mini chaturanga and come all the way back up. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, bring it forward. We've got a few more of these, so just choose whichever version works best for you. Work with the flow and the rhythm of your own breath. Exhale, taking it back. Inhale, bring it forwards. Really feel that front spine and chest and heart lifting forwards. Last one here. Bring forwards. And just return back to that neutral spine. I'm going to bring the knees just slightly closer, tuck into the toes. Press your hips back towards your heels. We're just going to come up into a downward dog. Lift up through the legs, hips nice and high, spine nice and long. Press up and out of those hands and let the heels travel down towards the back of the mat whilst lifting the hips up. When you next inhale, you're going to walk your feet towards your hands. So bend the knees as much as feels right for you. We want to fold this apana region here from belly button to pubic bone onto the thighs. So you bend the knees as much as you need to enable that to happen. Really let the weight of your head decompress the back of the neck and the spine. And again, as you were just doing a downward dog, keep lifting those hips up towards the sky. Feel that lengthening in the back of the legs. Feel that opening across the back of the ribs and the middle of your back. And the head and the neck are nice and heavy. You're going to slowly bend into your knees and then start to lengthen through your spine. Take the arms out wide and reach yourself all the way up to the sky, standing tall. Exhale, let the hands come down to the side. So we're going to invite you to take Tadasana. You can take tiptoes or not tiptoes, and we're going to take a slight variation with the arms based on what I shared at the beginning of the practice. So I'll show you without the tiptoes, I'll show you with the tiptoes. So to start with, we bring the hands to the heart space. We inhale, we squeeze the shoulder blades. We exhale, we bring the hands back to the heart space. If you want to keep alternating which hands on top, be my guest. With the tiptoes, you inhale, come up onto the tiptoes, squeeze the shoulder blades, takes the arms wide. Exhale, bring them back in. So just flow through this, your choice. You can come up onto those toes or not. Exhale, keep bringing it back into that heart space. Really flow with the breath. It helps you to find a drishti if you're taking yourself up onto your toes. Find a point of focus, could be external or internal, and just keep your internal or external gaze there. Remember to squeeze the shoulder blades as you inhale and open into that chest. And then exhale, gently bring those hands back in. We've got two more here. Inhale, reach and squeeze. Exhale, bring it back. Well done guys, last one here, up we come. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart space. Just take a moment here, just pause with your hands on your heart space. Perhaps you can feel the rhythm of your heart. Perhaps you need to take a pause to slow the breath. Okay, when you're ready, no tiptoes, just inhale, take the arms out wide. Exhale, you're going to fold forward into Uttanasana all the way down to the ground. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins or calves, or shins or thighs even. Exhale, fold all the way back down and just take your left leg back. So we're going to come up into Virabhadrasana 1. So the placement of your back foot is going to be dependent on how you're made up and what feels comfortable for you, but generally say sort of turn it out about 30 degrees. Just come up with the upper body. You don't have to bend into that front knee just yet. Just find your balance. Make sure your feet are wide enough that you feel stable. That's Sthira and Sukha here. We want a nice stability here so we can flow nice and freely with the upper body. So we're going to follow a similar rhythm to what we were just doing with the Tadasana, but we're going to come in and out of Virabhadrasana 1. So as you inhale, you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades, take the arms wide, bend the knee. As you exhale, you're going to bring it back, hands come to heart space. Inhale, squeeze, press through the back heel, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, bring those hands back in. Inhale, knee bends, heart and chest open. Exhale, bring it back in. Keep going with that, with your breath rhythm. Really breathe in, open that heart space. Exhale, bring it back to the heart. I think he's doing it on purpose. Every time I open the windows, he comes back round. Who was here when that guy was streaming out there? Does Simeon, was any of you guys here? He was, I think you were, so he was strimming the whole entire class, bless him, and the minute we finished Shavasana, he stopped. I said, I think he had the worst blade on his strimmer ever, because it took him so long and it didn't look like it was cutting anything. All right, just 2 more. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, bring it back. Last one, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart space. Okay, we're going to fold the body to halfway. You're kind of in a good position to come into Parsvanottanasana, but you might need to just change the position of your back foot, because we want both sets of toes now to face the top of the mat. If you want to have bricks, by all means use them. We're going to just fold the body. Let's take the hands to the hips to start with. Just fold that body halfway. So gently draw the left hip forward, the right hip back. Extend out the crown of the head as far away from your sit bones as you can. You can stay here. You can bring your hands onto bricks. You can bring your hands down to the ground. You can bring your hands onto your right shin. Or you can bring your hands behind you onto your lower back, or if you really fancy it, you can bring your hands into a reverse prayer at the back of the body. All these options are exactly that, they're options, and if you want to fold further down towards your front leg, you can take that option too, with whichever arm option you've chosen. Otherwise, just stay halfway and parallel to the mat. Whichever option you have, taken with the arm, still try and think about that broadening across the chest and the heart space, keeping that nice and free. We're going to inhale, lift back up to halfway if you're not already. Bring those hands back towards the hips. And then exhale, bring the hands down, bending into your front knee and just taking that back leg back to where you were before in that low lunge. From here, you're going to step the right leg back to meet the left and you're in a downward dog. Press the hips up to the sky, heels down towards the ground, broad across the shoulders. Try and turn the inside of your elbows forward so the shoulder blades come further apart from each other. Some people like to play around the position of the hands, maybe turn them in, turn them out, see what works better for you. We want to keep those shoulders nice and broad, hips nice and high. As you inhale, you're going to walk your feet towards your hands as we did before. Bend them as much as you need to. You're coming into that forward fold when you reach there, releasing through the head and through the neck. Next inhale, you're going to start to lengthen through the spine and then bring the rest of the body with you, reaching all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, let's bring those hands back onto your heart space. So we're going to take another round of those Tadasanas. So again, if you want to come up onto tiptoes, you can. You don't have to if you don't want to. So it's inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, arms come wide. Exhale, hands back to the heart, heels down if you lifted. Move with your breath, inhale up. Exhale, bring it down. If you can, try not to let the heels touch down until you finish that exhale. Appreciate it's easier said than done, especially if you're watching a man cut the grass. Oh dear. I'm technically not practicing yoga right now because I'm watching a man cut grass. 2 more. Breathe it in. Squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one here. Breathe it in. And then exhale those hands to your heart. Alright, when you're ready, we're going to come down to the ground like we did before. So inhale, take the arms wide, no tiptoes. Exhale, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, fold back down. This time your right leg steps back. You're coming into Virabhadrasana 1 with the left leg at the top, right leg behind. So lift yourself up. Make sure you're in the right position for your body. You want to turn the upper body to face the top of the mat. Bring those hands to your heart space. Front leg is currently straight, not bent. And then as you inhale, you squeeze the shoulder blades, bend into that front knee. As you exhale, bring the hands back to your heart. Keep flowing with this, with your breath rhythm. It might feel different on this side. Keep pressing that right heel back, down towards the back of the mat behind you. Lengthen out through the back of that calf. Let the breath lead your flow. Feel that space you're creating in the front of the body. Oh, bless him. All right, a couple more. Last one here. Well done. Exhale, bring the hands back to your heart space. Adjust your feet in any way you need to come into that Parsvanottanasana. Both sets of toes towards the top of the mat. You can have bricks either side of your front foot. We're going to just bring the hands to the hips to start with and then fold halfway. Upper body is parallel to the mat. Draw the right hip forward, left hip back, reaching the crown of the head towards the top of the mat. From here you choose what you want to do with your arms. You can keep them exactly where they are. You can bring them down to bricks, to the floor, to your shin, to your lower back, or into a reverse prayer if that really floats your boat. But choose an option that helps you open across the chest and the heart. If you want to fold forwards down towards that front leg, then you make that choice. You do just let the head and the neck relax down. Two more breaths here. Alright, slowly inhale it up, lift halfway. Exhale, take the hands down either side of your front foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right, and you come back into a downward dog. Hips are nice and high, spine is nice and long, head and neck are relaxed. Next time you arrive in, inhale, walk the feet towards the hands. You're in your forward fold, head and neck relaxed, tummy against the thighs. Start to inhale, lengthen through your spine, sweep and reach yourself all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, let's bring those hands back to your heart space. Pause here for 2 breaths. Alright, when you're ready, you're going to take 4 more rounds of that Tadasana. So up to you if you want to come up onto tiptoes or not. So you remember that it's inhale, squeezing shoulder blades, chest and heart open. Exhale, hands to heart space. Inhale, lift if you are, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, bring it back to your heart. Just 2 more here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold them in. Last one. Inhale, lift them up. And exhale, fold them in. Okay, we're going to inhale, open, keep the heels down. Exhale, fold forwards all the way down to the ground. Inhale, come halfway, lift yourself up. Exhale, fold it back down. Step back the left leg. This time, bring the left knee down. If you need to put something underneath that knee, please do. Right knee is over the right ankle, and the left knee is slightly further back than your left hip. When you feel you have your balance, lift your upper body up. And you're going to inhale, take those arms wide. This time, as you exhale, you're going to lean forwards, bringing the arms alongside your ears. Inhale, open through the chest and the heart. You can really make some space here with that back knee down. Exhale, bring it forward, arms in front of you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forwards. 2 more here. Breathe it in. Exhale, take it forwards. Inhale, lift. And exhale, forwards. This time, hands come down either side of your front foot. Tuck the toes on the back foot. Lift your back knee up. I'm getting waved at by small kids now. Rotate your back foot around to the side. We're coming up into warrior 2. So reach those arms up. Knees over the ankle on the front foot. Press into the little toe edge of the back foot. Reach those arms out wide. Drop the shoulders down. Tuck the butt under, lift up into the spine. I love watching everyone move when I say those things. It's like, okay, we're going to take some reverse warriors here, guys. So still thinking about that heart space. As you inhale, turn the right palm to face up, reach it up to the sky, left hand down. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, return. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back. Last one here. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, take it back. So we're going to take 4 more of those. I'm going to give you an option. So you can bring it up as we did. And then as you return, interlace the fingers and fold the upper body down towards the ground, drawing the knuckles up to the spine. Inhale, come back up. What's funny about that? Nah, we're not going to do that. Alright, so inhale, reach the right arm it back into your warrior two or fold the upper body down. Your choice. Inhale, lift it, reverse. Exhale, fold forwards or back into warrior two. Two more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, take it forwards or down. Last one, up we come. And exhale, just return to warrior two for everybody. Take a breath here. We're going to inhale. That was a good breath. Next time you exhale, bring the hands into your heart space. Inhale, take them out, squeeze them wide. Watch what's happening with your front knee. Is it wandering back in towards your big toe? If it is, bring it back out. Inhale, squeeze it open. Exhale, bring it in. Two more. Inhale, squeeze. This is why you didn't choose the humble warrior. Last one. Breathe. Exhale, windmill your hands either side of your front foot. Rotate your back foot and step back into a downward dog. Let the hips lengthen up, let the spine be long, let the shoulders be broad, chest and heart space nice and open. Next time you arrive at an inhale, walk the feet in towards the hands, bend the knees as much as you need to. Let the head and the neck really soften. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, start to sweep the arms up. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart space. So we're going to take that on the other side. So we start with those Tadasanas. You choose tiptoes or not. So inhale, open the heart space. Exhale, bring the hands in. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, bring it in. Two more. Inhale, open chest. Exhale into your heart. Last one here. Inhale, open. And exhale, return back to the heart. So we're going to take that one more time without coming onto tiptoes. So we inhale, open up. Exhale, fold it forwards, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold back down. This time, step back your right leg, so your left leg is at the top. Bring your right knee down towards the ground. Your left knee is directly above your ankle. Your right knee is slightly further back than underneath your hip. Once you feel balanced, you lift into your upper body. And we take an inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. As you exhale, arms alongside the ears. Inhale, open your heart and your chest. Feel free. Exhale, bring it forwards. A few more here, just flow with your breath. Two more. Last one. Squeeze it back. This time hands come either side of your front foot. You're going to tap the toes on your back foot, lift your back knee, and then you're going to rotate that back foot round. I'm just going to flip, so I'm facing you. So it's right foot that's parallel with the short edge of the mat, it's left knee that has the knee over the ankle. Find your place in your warrior two. So find your stability, bend into that front knee, tuck the hips under, lengthen through the spine, take the arms wide to keep the shoulders soft. Okay, so we've got 4 reverse warriors to begin. So we inhale, left arm, reach it up, right hand comes down the back. Exhale, return. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale, reach it up. Try to get your arms back level without looking. So proprioception, just feel where that back arm is. I think we might be doing an extra one, but let's do it anyway. Reach it up. Exhale it back. So you've got 4 more with the option of the humble warrior if you want to take it. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, back to warrior 2 or fold it down. Inhale, humble warrior, no, reverse warrior. Exhale, humble, or just back to warrior 2. 2 more. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, bring it back. Last one. Inhale, reach it up. And then exhale, everybody back to that warrior 2 position. From here, you're going to open the chest. Exhale, bring the hands into the heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, heart space. 2 more. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, hands back to your heart. When you're ready, you're going to windmill those hands either side of your front foot, rotate your back foot and step your left foot back to meet your right. So back into your downward dog. So we're going to come down to the mat on our front. So you've got various ways to get here. You can come through a chaturanga if you want, knees up or down, or you can just come to all fours and lay the body down onto the ground. If you're coming through a chaturanga, you need to come through into your plank. Shoulders come past the fingertips, elbows bend down, and you come all the way down to the ground. Otherwise, just bring the knees down, bring the body down. Okay, we're going to just play around with some Sphinx and some Cobra. So let's start by getting those elbows in line with the shoulders. Place the tops of your feet down onto the ground so you can use them as a little bit of traction. If you know that your lower back can be a bit niggly, feel free to take those feet wider. And then once you've got those elbows underneath the shoulders, shrug your shoulder blades back. That should automatically start to lift the front of the heart and the chest. Then press down into the palms and the forearms. Pick your belly up off the mat or visualize doing so. And then inhale, lift your heart up. So we don't have to flick the head back. We're just lifting from this heart space, like you're shining a light forwards towards the top of your mat. Drawing the shoulder blades, squeezing them together like you have been doing so far throughout the practice. Keep lifting. You've got more shallow breaths here because we want to stay in that lift at the front of the body. But I don't want it to be to the point like my breath sounds because I'm talking all the time. Yours should be flowing nice and easy. Okay, just 2 more rounds of breath, guys. Breathing in. Let it out. Last one here. And let the whole body come down. Just place the palms underneath your head, knuckles or palms, whichever way works better for you. And then just rock out into the hips, left to right. Just soften out into your lower back. Alright, next pose we're going to come up into Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. We're not coming up into a really big back bend, heart open. We're just going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Shrug the shoulder blades back and draw your elbows in towards your body. As if I've got one of those straps tying your elbows together, which Karen loves. And you're going to take a nice deep breath in. Bring your navel off the mat or imagine you're doing so. Shrug the shoulders as you exhale. Next inhale, it's the same thing, just hands in a different place. Heart's lifting, chest is open, shoulder blades are drawing back. You want to try and engage this middle part of your back, not the lower part of your back as the driver. So explore that sensation in your body. Press down into the tops of your feet, lift up through the front heart space. 2 more breaths here. Last one. And release it down. Well done, guys. Okay, we're going to take the same pose but different arm position. So bring your hands out underneath your elbows. So you're making a kind of like, I don't know, square, goalpost, anything that resonates from that point of view. Try and get wrists and elbows in line if you can and be on the fingertips rather than your palms. Navel draws in. Shoulder blades draw back towards each other and down towards your hips. As you inhale, you lift your heart and your chest. You may feel there's a little bit more scope here with your arms in this position. You may not. But it's not a competition. Just move to where it feels right for you to create that space in the front of your body. Breathe into that space. Shine that heart forwards. Keep the neck as neutral as you can. One more breath. And then slowly bring it down. All right, just release the arms, let them go wherever you want them to go. We're going to come into half Dhanurasana, so half bow pose. So you're going to bend into your right knee, and then you're going to reach your right hand back for foot, shin, not right on your ankle. So either of those can be on your foot or on your shin, but try not to yank on your ankle joint. Left hand, your placement of this is going to be kind of up to you really, but maybe start with it sort of underneath the shoulder and then move it as you see fit. So we're doing exactly the same movement, we're just going to lift the leg as well as the upper body. So as you inhale, bring that navel away from the spine. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades back. Next inhale, we lift. So it's like you're trying to press that foot into your hand and you're lifting your heart and your chest up.
Heather, can I be playing us for a band? Because I can't reach the
Strap. Yeah, of course. As you go, guys, carry on. I thought you meant like a marching band. I can try and get you one, sure. Alright guys, just come out if you're still in it. You're right. And release out through the back, through the hips, just rest it off. And we're going to take it over to the other side. So whenever you feel ready, bend into that left knee, reach the left hand back, reach for shin, reach for foot. Try not to hold on to the ankle joint. Right hand, place it maybe under the shoulder to start, but feel free to move it. Inhale, draw navel away from mat. Exhale, shrug the shoulders. Next inhale, you lift the leg and you lift the heart space. This is not one of my favourite poses. Alright, slowly bring it back down. Release the foot, release the hand, hands underneath your forehead. Rock out into your hips. Alright, when you're ready, place the hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself all the way back up to a seated position. We're going to grab your bolster. Come up to kneeling. If anybody needs to pad their knees with anything, let me know. I can grab you a blanket or something. And then we're going to pop that bolster on the back of our calves. So we sit. I don't know the best way to describe this because you're not really sitting on your knees, but you're not standing on your knees either. You're resting. Upright kneeling. This. Okay, place the hands onto the bolster. Take the fingers away from the body, thumbs towards the body. Notice that naturally already starts this continuation of opening through the heart and the chest. We're going to lift a bit more, but try not to just dump forward with the hips. Try and draw your abdomen space in. It doesn't mean your hips aren't going to move, but there's a difference between kind of sinking into them and just moving as your heart is lifting. So try and explore the latter rather than the former. So take a nice deep inhale, draw your navel to your spine, exhale, shrug the shoulders. Next inhale, really lift into your heart space and open up your chest towards the sky. Lift your heart up to the stars. If it's comfortable, you can let the head drop back, but only if it's comfortable. You know your head is heavy. Breathe it here. This is Ustrasana camel pose. That made you dizzy. Yeah. Don't put your head back. All right, one more breath here, guys. Good stuff. Slowly bring it back. Stay with that version, or if you feel quite comfortable and you want to ditch the bolster, you can. You can either tuck the toes and reach back to the heels and lift, or you can untuck the toes, reach back to the heels and lift. But quite honestly, where you are right now is absolutely fine. So don't feel you've got to. What I don't want you to do is over-egg it into your lower back, so just make the right choice. So inhale, just bring your heart to your tummy towards your spine. Exhale, draw your shoulders behind your heart. Next inhale, lift into that heart space. Imagine I've got a bit of string on your sternum and I'm kind of pulling it up towards the sky. Choose a position with your head and neck that serves you best. Two more breaths here. Breathe into the front of the heart and the chest. As you inhale, slowly bring yourself back. I'm just going to stay here for a moment just to let everything neutralize. Time's gone super quick. Alright, so just bring yourself down. We are going to take a child's pose just as a counter pose, but please take it really slowly because you've just had your back in an extension and you're now coming into a flexion, so just be kind to it. So feet together, big toes together, knees wide, and then just really slowly walk those hands towards the top of the mat. Just let the whole of your spine recalibrate, lower back, just release off. Head rest down if that feels comfortable, but keep pressing those hips back towards your heels. Alright, press down into your left hand, staying in your child's pose. We're just going to take a thread and needle. So reach your right arm up towards the sky, and as you exhale, thread that right arm underneath your left armpit. Connect the right side of your shoulder, right side of your head down towards the mat. Keep pushing the heels back towards, hips back towards your heels. Well done. Slowly bring yourself back. Extend both arms back out to the top. We'll take a moment here. Next time you arrive at an inhale, lift the left arm up, keep the right arm outstretched at the front. Exhale, sweep it down and underneath that right armpit. Left side of shoulder, left side of head, connect down to the mat, hips pressing back to heels. Just taking a nice twist out through the back and the front of the body. Press down into that right hand, sweep that left arm back out, take both hands out in front of you, just push down one more time. Really broaden across the shoulder blades, so you sink those hips back. And then we're slowly going to walk our hands back towards our knees. And I'm going to invite you to come into a more restorative version of Supta Baddha Konasana. So we're going to use the props. So you've got 2 bricks, you can use both those bricks, either one stacked on top of each other or one in front of the other, whichever works better for you. Then you're going to rest your bolster onto those bricks. So you've got a nice angle coming up from the bolster. You're going to take the back of your pelvis against the bottom of the bolster, soles of feet together, knees coming out to the side, and then you let the whole of your spine just cascade down onto that bolster. Take the palms up if that's okay for you. That helps keep the chest and the heart nice and open. And this is going to be your resting place for the close of your practice. If you don't want to be here and you want to just take a pure Shavasana, by all means ditch the props and take that. It's your practice, it's your choice. Otherwise, just begin to invite that stillness into the body and the mind. We're still opening into that heart space laying here. So if you want to keep the focus of your awareness in that space, by all means do. I'm going to just read you a little closing meditation. So making sure that you are nice and comfortable, closing softly down the eyes, and taking a slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, letting go of any tension, and feel yourself sinking into the bolster beneath you, becoming still, more comfortable and more relaxed. Taking another slow, deep breath, and with the exhale, release your thoughts. Just let them drift away like smoke on a breeze. And as your next breath follows, know that in this moment, all is well. You are safe. I invite you to imagine that you're in the center of a small tornado, and all of your problems and the dirt and the debris is swirling around you. There's so much going on, and there's so many things to worry about, to sort out. You feel compelled to talk about it all with someone you know, someone who will listen, someone who will understand. So you imagine you find a friend, perhaps someone you often talk to, and as you begin speaking to them, they too get pulled into the center of your tornado and become covered with your own dirt and debris until they feel just as bad as you do. And imagine now that your friend has somehow managed to pull free, and suddenly you're there alone again with that same whirling tornado of problems, pondering another person with whom to share them with. No one is available. The tornado feels like it's building momentum, becoming more powerful. And just when it seems the strongest, you begin to turn inwards. In order to avoid the intense stress and all of that whirling debris, you turn inwards. Let that focus shift away from the tornado and those problems surrounding you and overwhelming you, and you suddenly feel a greater sense of peace. Things begin to shift. You notice the more you focus within, the further inside you go, the more calm you become and the better you feel. Going deeper still, you come to a lake, serene and perfect at your very center. It's the most beautiful lake, surrounded by high mountains and pine trees reflecting the sun. Birds are floating overhead, and small fish just flick around, making ripples from the center of the lake. There's a large, smooth crop of rocks by the edge of the water. It seems like a fine place to sit and contemplate. And as you sit, a deep feeling of calm gathers within you. All those problems you so desperately wanted to talk about with others seem rather insignificant and somewhat distant now. Instead, you feel quite settled and at peace. A journal appears in your hands and you find yourself writing down a few things that you might have normally sought other people's attention for. And as you write, a dialogue begins between you and your own guidance. It's as if the lake, that part deep within you, were listening, really hearing you and gently guiding you towards the comfort and the answers you've been seeking. You take a few moments here. You imagine connecting within to this deep source of comfort and wisdom. And it dawns on you that this source is within you. You have a choice. You can focus outwardly, let your problems snowball and pull others into the drama, or you can cultivate the habit of going within and settling down, connecting with the peace that's already there, the answers already inside you. Imagine you're with someone who you normally enjoy being around, someone you might normally tell these problems to, and imagine that this time, instead of the usual, you're asking about them, and you're listening to what they have to say about their life. Notice how engaged you both are and how you both seem to light up with this dialogue. Take a few moments to imagine yourself in this kind of relationship with several other individuals now, and listen to the following affirmations, letting them resonate deep within. I am interested in other people, especially those closest to me, and making it a point to ask about their lives. I am carefully listening to what others have to say and finding deep fulfillment in quietly hearing them. I am enjoying helping other people and forgetting the drama I may create. I understand that my problems are really actually only as big as I make them, so I'm seeing things in proportion now and focusing on the balance of good things in my life. I'm happy to let others get the attention they need and quietly listening and supporting. Allow those affirmations to just resonate deep within you. And then bring your attention back to your heart space. Perhaps thinking about that green glow of light. Perhaps thinking about the space that you've created here. Picture a glowing green ball of energy in front of your body and around the center of your chest. Visualize it gently moving back and forth. And listen to these affirmations. I am loved. I am wanted and loved. I forgive myself. Love empowers me to forgive instantly, completely, and unconditionally. I love others unconditionally. My heart is free, free from past hurts and misery. I love myself unconditionally. My heart is open, powerful, and balanced in giving and receiving love. I am creating loving, nourishing, and supportive relationships. I am calm. I am peaceful. I love myself. eyes closed, but just bring your awareness to the space around you. Perhaps it's a sense of temperature or sound or smell. Perhaps the clothes against your skin or the props beneath you. And then slowly invite some gentle movement into your fingers and into your toes. And then as you are laying on props, I would recommend that you roll to one side and just take a couple of breaths on one side before you bring yourself up to a seat. Take your time, move with kindness. Keeping your eyes closed or the gaze lowered, just bring yourself to a nice deep tall spine. Maybe just one last witness of that chest and that heart space. See if it feels a little lighter, a little bit more spacious. Bring those palms back together on your heart and gently bow your chin down towards your chest. Namaste. Added sound effects of gardening for you today.